perspective on Jesse Williams as Jackson Avery on Grey's Anatomy. So today is Tuesday, 16th September 2025, and I'm Tanis Coralee Leonhardi, and I'm going to provide my perspective on Jesse Williams as Jackson Avery in Grey's Anatomy in the 2000s decade and 2010s decade. This is a show I watched both on my own and with family, in the spirit of viewing time being like watching a movie. Yes. So this is one that was it came out, I think it started airing, I was like middle school, high school age approximately, if I'm recalling correctly. And Jesse Williams is as a stunning human being. He is, I remember seeing him being like, like, he's so good looking. And the name Jackson Avery, I was like, this is like one of those ones back in so he came, I think the character Jackson Avery debuted on the show in 2009, and I graduated high school 2010. And I just remember seeing it, and I was like, oh man, he's so good looking, and that's such a good name. And like I really like he was one of the few people named Jesse who was like notable, where I was like, Jesse Fit is a name, but I was like, this man is so good looking. I even like his fictional name / surname. I would take it, Avery. I was like, Tanis Avery. Oh man, but it's gotta be this guy, right? I'm like, is his real name Jackson Avery? Is it Jesse Avery? I was like, okay, so he was really good looking. Still is. And so it was like, let's see, of the characters in Grey's Anatomy, there was like, I would say for the men, I tended to like kind of like the off male characters, and so Jackson Avery was one, and I don't remember the character's name, but the guy Eric Dane, the guy I bring up as like a really good looking silver fox, him, and so I really enjoyed it, and it was like, it's nice to have. I thought he wasn't, what I really liked about the character was he was a really good looking man, and he wasn't stupid. Like sometimes, okay, this is a thing I am just like picking up, just being like picking out little observations. Television and Hollywood can sometimes put beautiful people as kind of dumb. And he actually, I was watching, and I was like, you're so good looking. Please don't screw this up, Grey's Anatomy. And they didn't. And I was like, yes! They don't paint him as being a dumb person. And so I was very happy. Do I recommend watching Grey's Anatomy? So it has a unique place in my life for being called upon by myself in a survival state twice. Two times. One time, it's not necessarily chronological order. So one time I had a head trauma, and I got long-term memory loss, and I remembered amnesia diagnosis scene from The Bourne Identity, the movie with Matt Damon in it. And then I remembered a scene from Grey's Anatomy where somebody had swelling in the brain, and so they took like some sort of over-the-counter medicine, like Tylenol, but not Tylenol, and it kept the swelling down. And when I hit my head, like I was like, I hit something, there's gonna be swelling, like, and I already had like, I had a virus, I think I had like the flu or something, and so I was like, just take medicine like Aleve or something like that, to make sure there wasn't swelling, because in addition to that, I had like a blood mass on the outside of my head that formed. It's called external hematoma, and so I did go to the emergency room. My dad flew out and took me. But it was actually a scene from Grey's Anatomy that I was like, take medicine to prevent swelling, because the swelling can cause additional damage of the brain. So that was one survival setting. And the other was like mental health, was when I got my skin cancer cut out when I was 22 years of age. It was big enough that I required a plastic surgeon to cut it out. And this goes back to the Eric Dane character. He was a plastic surgeon, and it was the place where I learned that plastic surgery didn't necessarily mean like fake boobs or boob job or something like that. Like it could mean actual survival, like facial reconstruction, and this isn't facial reconstruction, it's removing cancer, but like the plastic surgery part of the surgery was making sure it didn't affect my back anatomy. so that I could still use my arms. Like after I got the cancer, I couldn't lift so high because otherwise it would stretch the skin, because it was by my spine. So plastic surgery very much has a very basic survival. Like I survived cancer because the plastic surgeon took out the cancer. Okay, but the confidence that I would be like I was in good hands and it wasn't bad, and like it had been destigmatized from this show Grey's Anatomy. So in that sense, a fictional show can carry through to real life science, physiological, anatomical success stories in my own life story at multiple levels. So I do actually recommend it, and I do recommend Jackson Avery. He's a good eye candy, at least per my taste. Maybe not for everybody, but like, ooh. So there we go. My perspective on Jesse Williams as Jackson Avery on Grey's Anatomy.